It happened again. You stood up from the couch with a mission. 10 steps later, you're standing in the kitchen like a statue, staring at the fridge, and the mission is just gone. Where did it go? Here's the unsettling part. Scientists know exactly where it went. And it's not where you think. Your memory didn't fail. Your brain deleted that thought on purpose, at a very specific spot in your house. And once you know where the delete button is, you'll start seeing it everywhere. In 2011, a memory researcher named Gabriel Radvansky ran an experiment that sounds almost too simple. At the University of Notre Dame, he had people carry objects from one table to another. A red cube, a blue cone. Simple stuff. But there was a trick. The object went inside a box, so you couldn't see what you were carrying. You just had to remember it. Sometimes the walk was across one big room. Other times the walk was the exact same distance, but it passed through a doorway into the next room. Then a pop quiz. What's in the box? Same distance, same box, same object. But the people who walked through a doorway were 2 to 3 times more likely to forget. The doorway did something, and before you blame tired legs or boring hallways, they repeated the whole thing in virtual reality. People sitting perfectly still, walking through digital rooms on a screen. The forgetting still happened. A doorway made of pixels that your body never touched was enough to wipe the thought. So what is a doorway to your brain? A save button. Your brain can't record life as one endless movie. There's just too much of it. So it does what a film editor does. It cuts life into scenes. Psychologists call them event models, little packages of what's happening right now. Who's here, what you're doing, what you came for. That package stays open, cheap and instant to read, for as long as the scene lasts. And a doorway is how a scene ends. New room, new walls, new possibilities. Your brain takes the old scene, stamps it done, and files it away to long-term storage to make space for the new one. That's the exact moment your mission disappears. It wasn't deleted, exactly. It was archived. And archived is not the same as open. Now here's the twist that surprised even the scientists. If the doorway closed your file, then walking back through it should reopen it, right? Go back to the living room, stand where you stood, and the thought returns? They tested exactly that. People walked back into the original room, and the memory did not come back. The file doesn't reopen. Your brain already started a new scene, and it does not rewind for free, which is why you can do that sad little tour of your house, kitchen, hallway, living room, kitchen again, and the thought stays missing for the entire trip. And it gets one level crueler. Later studies found the effect bites hardest when your mind is juggling. If you're carrying one clear thought, scissors, 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 a doorway usually can't touch it. But if you're holding 4 things at once, the scissors, the email you owe someone, dinner, that weird noise the car is making, the doorway taxes you. Something gets dropped in the filing, and it's usually the thing you actually stood up for, which explains the pattern of your life, doesn't it? You don't forget your mission in the middle of the hallway. You forget it on arrival. The kitchen doorway, the bedroom door, the moment you step into the garage. The boundary is where the file closes. And once you see doorways as save buttons, you start spotting event boundaries everywhere. Hanging up a phone call, boundary. Closing your laptop, boundary. Parking the car. That's why you walk away wondering if you locked it. The scene ended, and the details went straight into the archive. Even your phone does it to you. Every app you switch to is a little doorway, and that's part of why you open Instagram, blink, and forget what you came to check. Movie editors figured this out decades before the scientists. A film cut is a fake doorway. Your brain accepts the scene change without panic because it's been doing the same edit in your head your whole life. You are watching the world through an editor that never stops cutting. And by the way, If you've been quietly worrying that this is your memory getting worse, relax. This happens to 20-year-olds in laboratories, all day long, on demand. It isn't age, it's architecture. Why would evolution build a brain like this? Because for most of human history, a new place really was a new situation. Step out of the forest into a clearing, and the old rules stopped mattering. Different dangers, different food, different exits. The brains that survived were the ones that dropped the old scene fast and loaded the new one faster. Your ancestors crossed a tree line and instantly forgot the forest, and that forgetting kept them alive. You inherited that exact reflex. It's just that now the tree line is your kitchen door, and the predator is a pair of scissors you can't remember needing. Oh, and that mystery of why the lost thought comes back hours later, out of nowhere? You're brushing your teeth, and suddenly, the scissors. That's the archive doing its job. Archive files aren't erased, they're indexed, waiting for a matching cue. You see something, you touch something, some little detail rhymes with the filed scene, and the librarian quietly slides the folder back across the desk. The memory was never gone. It was filed, and you finally walked past the right shelf. So how do you beat your own editor? 3 moves actually work. 1. Keep the file open by force. Repeat the mission as you walk. Out loud is even better. Scissors. Scissors. A thought you're actively rehearsing rides across the boundary in working memory, and the doorway can't archive what you refuse to put down. 2. Carry a token. Holding the empty glass you mean to refill, or your keys when you leave, a physical object is a piece of the old scene that crosses the boundary with you. When the file closes, the glass in your hand stays. It's a bookmark your brain can't archive. 3. And this is the clever one. When the thought first appears, don't picture the journey. Picture the destination. Not go to the kitchen, but a flash image of your hand opening the scissors drawer. You've just written your intention into the next scene's file, instead of the one that's about to be closed. When you arrive, the room itself reminds you. But here's the reframe to walk away with. This glitch is the reason you have a usable memory at all. If your brain never cut life into scenes, every moment would bleed into every other. Yesterday's breakfast, this morning's argument, one endless, unsearchable soup. The doorway effect is the sound of a librarian working at full speed, filing your life so that later you can actually find it. The price of a searchable past is the occasional lost thought at a kitchen door. So next time it happens, and it will, probably today, don't stand there doubting your brain. Smile, walk back anyway, and respect the librarian. The system isn't broken. It's just filing faster than you can walk. And if you want to keep this file open, videos like this one every week, about the strange machinery running your head, subscribe so the next one finds you before the doorway closes.